Hi everybody, it's Heidi with the Weathered Fence Post and welcome back to another great treasure hunting video. Today we are going to go to Hometown Flea Market, I think is the name of it, Hometown Flea Market. It is in West Burlington, like the Glen Raven area of North Carolina. It's a small indoor flea market. I had never been there. We were at Steve's mom's for Mother's Day and she suggested we go check it out. So I had planned on going back to that Goodwill that Kelly had taken us to in, oh boy, where was that? I keep forgetting the name of that area. But anyway, it was over in that area and we had planned on going there. But then Steve's mom suggested this and I said, you know what, let's check it out. Why not? Flea market usually means good pricing. So it was a smaller flea market. The pricing, it was kind of like an in-between a flea market and a vendor mall. That's kind of where I would put the pricing at. So it wasn't like flea market pricing and it wasn't as high as like vendor mall pricing on everything. Some pieces were, some pieces definitely were, but I found a vendor in the back part of the building and she had several booths and that's where I got most of the stuff that we're going to see. Also on today's video we have a surprise guest who's coming along with us, my son. I cannot believe he even agreed to do it. He's a Gen Zer and I just can't even believe he agreed to do it. I'm a Gen Xer, so what we decided to do was let's see what a Gen Zer likes when they're out thrifting versus a Gen Xer. So come along, see what he picked out as a treasure to him. I also wanted to say welcome to our channel. We have a lot of new subscribers over the last couple weeks, so I just wanted to say welcome to our channel. Really appreciate you coming along. Love the positive feedback that we're getting from everybody. Kindness goes so far in this world. So let's get right into it. Let's go treasure hunting. Let's go find some treasures at this flea market. Let's see what we find. Okay, it's Mother's Day. We're going to try out this. We were going to go to that Goodwill we talked about, but we've decided we're going to try this out. And Matthew is here, my son Matthew, and he is going to pick out 5 things. He's going to find 5 items that a Gen Z would be interested in. So as a Gen X, I want to see what Gen Z is interested in. So let's go see what he picks out. Are these the 5 that Matthew's picked out?
No, these are the ones that I picked out.
How much are they each? What did you pick out?
$3. Pure Prairie League, Atlanta Rhythm Section, Whaling.
All right. Only 3 each?
That's what it said.
That's great. So I'm not sure, how does this work? Do you just take something off the shelf and then
I couldn't tell you, honey. If attendant is not available, please check out at the front counter.
Oh, okay.
What's that?
I really haven't found anything yet for me. What's this guy? No price. Darn it. 'Cause he's cool. I would have been interested in him. What do we got here? No price. There's no price on this stuff.
Oh wait, is that wait?
Okay, I'm a little frustrated because a lot of the booths I've walked in so far, a lot of the stuff does not have prices on it. And like, I'm interested in it, but there's no price. And there's no person. So I don't know. I've picked up several pieces I might be interested in, but there's no prices on them, so a little bit frustrating. And then there's other ones that prices are a little too high for me. Oh, I like this. That's pretty. But again, there's no price on it. There's no, I don't know what to pay for it. All right, let's look at this big basket. $25. Look at that thing. That's cool. That basket's cool. Ooh, I like this. Oh, I'm definitely getting that. I'm definitely getting that. That's a definite. Definitely got that. Okay. Let's see what we got here. This is pretty. What are you showing me?
A rooster.
Huh. I don't know if this booth is open or...
Found a collection of Mark Twain. Who?
Is that of interest to you?
I don't know.
Mark Twain books or... Okay, so you've picked out what, Matthew?
Picked out one item, but I think it counts for 5 because there's about 5 stories in here.
Okay, all right.
It's the works of Mark Twain.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice book, too.
Yeah.
What year is it from? Go to the front cover. Yep, and a couple pages in usually. I'll tell you. 1983. Okay, and these are the stories. Nice.
All right, well, these are the stories.
Okay.
All the good ones.
I think that's a great choice.
Yeah.
So the Mark Twain book. Now, where'd you pick it out? Right up here?
Yeah.
So you need to ask her how much it is. Ooh, this is cool. I can't remember what these are called. Are they like trolls or what are these?
Yes.
I've seen them before.
Yeah, they're trolls.
And I want to also check out that one right there. So we need to find out the price on this. Look at that clock. That's pretty cool. Got some baskets up there. Some lamps. Okay, he found something on the way out the door.
Got one more item for y'all.
Okay.
It's not what they are now, but what they were known to be. Redskins, Washington Redskins. Got a pair of socks. Thought it's a cool collector's item.
It is. And are you going to actually wear them, or do you think you'll just like set them aside?
I think I'm gonna set them aside.
Yeah.
Set them aside.
Yep. Cool.
Yep.
Show us one more time what they look like. Oh, there's Steve. Very nice.
Very nice.
All right.
That concludes our session.
That does. Thanks for going to the flea market with me, Matthew. So what did you think? I was shocked at what he picked out as his treasure. Really shocked. Shocked and maybe not shocked, because it was a book, and I love books, so must be it's kind of in his genetic makeup to gravitate towards a book. And I I wonder if he'll actually read the stories in the book, or if he just liked the way the book looked and that it was a Mark Twain book, but it's classic. So at either rate, I was actually quite proud that that's what he picked out. And then he picked out the Redskin collectible socks, and he's just going to hang on to those because that's not the name of the team anymore. A little bit about my son. He's actually a musician. I think I've shared a clip of some of his music, and that's where his real love is. So if I know he went through the albums with Steve. Steve picked up some albums, and I know Matthew went through the albums. Matthew doesn't have a turntable, so that's probably why he didn't pick any out. But had we come across a great old t-shirt that had, you know, some musician on it or something, that probably would have been his pick. But at any rate, I was so happy that he joined us and gave us an idea of what maybe a Gen Zer would like. Okay, let's get into the haul. Let's take a look at what I found. Now, everything back here was not found at that flea market. As you saw, I did go to a Goodwill. Actually went to several Goodwills this week real quick on my way home. Stopped in. There's different routes I can take home from work, and I can hit a Goodwill. So I run in and see if anything new is in there. So got a couple things from Goodwill to show you too. So let's get right into it. I'm going to jump right in with this because I think it's fantastic. I love it. A wicker bust, or a wicker mannequin. I could not even believe the price was only $15 on this. This is fantastic. This is boho all the way. Anybody could use this that has a boho booth and they want to display stuff on it, or this would be great in somebody's room, their dressing room. They could even hang scarves on it or jewelry. I love this piece. I could not grab this fast enough. She had these two beautiful wooden vessels or vases. I've cleaned them up. And look at the wood grain on them. Isn't it gorgeous? Now this one has, I think this one, yeah, see there? Has some styrofoam down there. So somebody must have had a floral arrangement in there. I'm going to have to try to get that out. But that's what the bottom looks like. Just really pretty wooden vessels that anybody could use in their decor. And that wood grain again is just beautiful. You know I'm not going to pass up a great piece of brass, and this was fantastic. Fantastic. Just beautiful. This will not last very long whatsoever in our booth. It does have on the back, it does have these, I think I can string a wire through there or something, or I could just display it the way it is and let whoever purchases it make a decision on how they want to hang it. I love this. Might be hard for me to actually give it up. And look at this great mountain goat. I think it's a goat, or maybe it's a, I don't know. These Maybe it's not a mountain goat. Tell me what you think it is. There's probably a specific type of goat that this is. But it is numbered, so I don't know if I'll have to do some research on that. It does have a number on the bottom, but I just thought this was fantastic. Definitely did not want to leave this behind. And as you saw in the video, I was a little bit frustrated at first because there were no prices on anything, and then I realized, I discovered that she was the booth owner of all those booths that I was going through that had no pricing, and she was just trying to get the stuff out. She had just cleaned out a warehouse, and she was trying to get the stuff out as quickly as she could, and she said sometimes there weren't pricing on there, but she gave me a price for everything. But so happy I got to come home with this. The cutest little owl, and down there at the bottom it says weather owl, which I thought was kind of cool because the weather fence post, but I guess he's the weather owl. And that was it from that vendor. On the way in, when we first went in, I saw these. There were some other style spools there. These are textile spools, and in that area, textile was a big thing. And so I grabbed these. I love the bottom of them. Very weathered looking, and I think there's you see some wax residue on there. Somebody used them as candlestick, and I think that's a great use for them. Another vendor that was there, I only purchased one item from him, was this metal plant stand. He only charged me $5 for it. I love plants, so I said okay, but then I took a closer look at it, and look, it has all the card emblems. It has the hearts, the clubs, the spades, the diamonds. I thought that was so unique. That was it for that flea market. Then I went to a couple of Goodwills, so we'll go on to the Goodwill, take a look and see what I found, and we'll come back and go over it. But before we go, I want to do a follow-up on an item. I don't know if you recall, I purchased 2 cutting boards that had like painting on them, and the finish on them was just awful. And I said, I'm going to get the sand off that finish and, you know, clean them up with some oil and re-oil them. So here they are. I did take that finish off. I left behind some of the original painting that was on there because I thought it kind of gave it a unique look. But oh my goodness, isn't that grain just gorgeous on these? I love how these came out. Absolutely love how they came out. Look at that. Fantastic. So these will be going in the booth this week. Not sure which booth I'll put them in. I don't remember where I found this clip. It's not a pin, it's not a brooch, but it's a clip. So I think it might be like a scarf clip, maybe even a hat clip. I don't know. I just love the beads on it. It's got black leaves and it's metal. So it's like, I don't know if that's enamel paint over top of metal, and then the bead work. And then on the back, the clip is really pretty. There are no markings on it, so I do not know who the maker is of this, but it's just a really pretty clip. So that's why I'm wearing it today. We didn't go to the Goodwill that I wanted to go to when we were visiting Steve's mom for Mother's Day. We went to that indoor flea market instead. So it's Monday evening. I'm on my way home from work. So I'm just going to go to one of the local Goodwills and see if they've got anything interesting on the shelf tonight. Let's see if we can find us a treasure. Okay, let's go over the books that I found this week. Now this is not a book, this is actually a CD set, and it's Tarzan, and it has, I think, 6 hours, there's 5 movies, over 6 hours of Tarzan movies. And we do sell DVDs in our booth, especially if they're a set like this. And I always check to make sure they're all there and that they're in good condition. So definitely grab that, and then look at this. Look what I found. I was thinking about Matthew when I found this. I just found this just the other day. It's an older one, and it's from 1963 is the date on it. The spine's in a little bit rough condition, kind of coming away from it, but I still thought, I have found that the books that have this beautiful artwork on the front that are older, they do well. So I went ahead and grabbed this and saved it. And then The Crookedest Railroad in the World. Now the jacket on it is not in good condition. I kind of would like to remove it and just sell it like this. But this actually goes over all the different railroads. And I think anybody that's a railroad enthusiast, train enthusiast, would love this book. Let's see, 1960 is the date on that. And here's like just a sampling of what the inside looks like. It has black and white photos. So anybody that's like I said, a train enthusiast or a railroad enthusiast would really enjoy that. I picked up this book for myself. Not that I'm a cook, Steve is, but I'm willing to, maybe venture out and try some things. This is the Anti-Inflammatory Kitchen Cookbook. And I've already started, it's actually got quite a bit of reading to discuss, why it's important to eat an anti-inflammatory diet and all the different foods and things that you can eat, and then it has recipes in it. So I'm gonna go ahead and check into that. The other books that I picked up were the Twilight series by Stephanie Meyer, and I think anybody that loves this series would love to have this set. It is paperback. I bought the entire set. There's one that's missing that's not actually one of the stories, it's like a supplement like this one is. And I will be putting these out at around Halloween. And here's my contemporary piece for the week. I love this. Look at the speckling on it, the texture on it, the different designs. I love the color. I think this is a great vase. And I do believe this will probably go pretty quickly. Another contemporary piece, and I don't buy clocks hardly at all. I did buy that vintage clock a few weeks back, but this is a contemporary clock. It's got a stone look to it. It does have a little weight, but it's like a resin. But I like the stone look to it and the coloring in it. And it is battery operated, so you can hang this anywhere and not worry about a plug, finding a plug or having a cord hanging down from it. So it can go anywhere, and I'm testing it, and it is keeping time well, and it's in great condition. You can't see it in the video here, but the face of it, that's almost like a material that's in there. So I think it has a nice look to it. Very earthy. I did pick up a few holiday pieces. I thought this little box was gorgeous. It's like a stained glass. It's got the brass around the edges, and it's in really good condition. It was, I think it was made in Taiwan. No, Vietnam. Made in Vietnam. Now it was $15 originally, and I believe it held candy. Vanilla caramels were in it. And I picked it up for $3. I think it's beautiful. Wouldn't it make a great gift box for somebody if you had a little present to put in there and they get to keep this as part of the present? Now I do believe this is a holiday wreath. I am going to put it in the booth now though, because I think it could be used all year round in any coastal decor. It does have a little bit of a holiday thing because that looks like that's holly. I do see some acorns and I see a bow. But I think what stands out the most to me on this are the seahorse and the shells and the sand dollars. So, and the crab. I just think this would be good right now. So I'm definitely going to put that in the booth now. I'm not going to wait on it. Now I'm going to I'm debating on how to stage this in the booth. And maybe you can give me a suggestion. What do you think? This is a porcelain Santa face. I think you could see the beauty of it more if I pull it out and hang it up. But I always like to keep the box, you know, because I think that's part of the sale of something vintage. This was made in Taiwan. Back then it cost $8 and I got it for $3. But let me pull it out so you can take a look at how beautiful this piece is. Isn't it gorgeous? It reminds me of the Ghost of Present, right? Ghost of Present was the one that was like bountiful with the fruits and all the plants. But look at the eyes. This is so well done. Just such a difference, you know, in the past how things were made compared to how they're made now. I mean, now they're just, it just seems like the painting isn't good on it. And this just looks so good. I really feel like, my personal opinion is I like to display this outside of the box, and I always put the box near it so somebody can take it, but they always leave the box behind. I don't know if they don't notice, you know, I always say with box, but I don't know if they don't notice that the box is there. So give me your opinion. Display it with the box or without the box. I forgot to show you this. This is Liechtenstein. And this, believe it or not, this is an American artist from the 1960s. And as you know, I'm trying to develop my artist eye because I love art so much. So I'm trying to learn more and more and more about things. Here's a picture of him. He has since passed. He passed in the late 90s. But he was like Andy Warhol. You're going to see his work, it'll remind you of Andy Warhol. And what did they call it? Like art, I don't know, there's a certain style of art that it was. But his art, it looks like it is mostly made up of, you see the dots on it? It's like dot art. And this piece right here, I've got it bookmarked. This piece is called The Masterpiece, and it sold for $1.65 million in 2017. So good job, buddy. I wish I could create a piece of art that sold for $1.65 million, but of course that was in 2017, which means he had passed, and for some reason, I don't know why it is, but artwork is just so much more valuable after the artist has passed, and I hate that because they work so hard on their pieces. But this is a fantastic book showing all his pieces. And I guess he took his inspiration from like advertising and cartoons. So definitely grab this book. I didn't look up more about this artist. There is information on the back of this. It's Eleanor Hilty. I don't know if she is still with us or not, but this is a signed piece and it's numbered and I think dated also. Yes, it is dated 1982. Look at the little I think they're chickadees. Aren't they adorable? It's beautiful. And here's the information. I picked up this piece for $2. I believe this is probably about a $20, $25 to $30 piece. Some of her pieces I saw on eBay were listed for much more, in the hundreds, but they hadn't sold. So we'll see how this does at around $20 to $25. I'm not going to go much higher than that. I just, you know, we only paid $2 for it. At Antiques at Gresham Lake, we do have a rack of clothing, and I try to keep mostly jean material, linens, and cottons. So I picked up a couple of these overalls, that's how you say it, overall dresses. They're size medium, so they'll be great. These button down on the side, they've got pockets, and these are from Forever 21. There's the tag on that. I actually like the look of this one better. This is Wild Fable, which I don't think, I'm not a big clothing person, so I don't think that's a big deal, but I just love that zipper down the front. I think that's so cool and gives it such a great look. Instead of the buttons, it's got that zipper. And they have pockets on these too. So both of these will be going at Antiques at Gresham Lake. Okay, this is another piece, another bohemian piece. It's just a wall hanging. It's in good condition. There are no stains on it. Here's what the design looks like. I I think somebody will really enjoy this in their decor. I wanted to show you this stand. This has been in our booth, and I pulled it out because we had to make room for something else. So it gave me an opportunity when I brought it home. It was, I don't know if you can see it real well, but it's, the finish on it is like this older brown finish, and the whole thing was like that. So it was really dark in the booth. So I wanted to lighten it up while I had the opportunity. So I brought it home, and I've painted it like it's almost like a driftwood color. So it's been curing, and it'll go back in the booth, and hopefully now, when it does have a price on it. We do have a price on this of what, $32. But now I think when I place things on it, you'll be able to see it better in the booth. Rather than try to show you all these individually, I thought I would just show it to you this way. I found this little container, just a little, like not Tupperware, but a little plastic container that had these sewing notions in it. It had one of these little tomato cushions, which I always think are great. And then it had this. This is actually a tape, and it's made in England. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then it has all these little sewing notion pieces and some thread. Also wanted to give you a follow-up on this great lamp that I found at the church rummage sale. I don't know if you remember, I only paid $3 for this crock lamp. Now it wasn't, the wiring was old on it, and so I asked Steve to rewire it. He has done that, and we have a shade on it. I feel like the shade's a little too big for it. Tell me what you think. I'm thinking about going out and trying to find a little bit smaller shade for it. I really need an opinion on this because I don't want to waste my time looking for a shade. If you think that this is a good size, let me know. That's it for this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you love everything that we found. I cannot wait to get this all in the booth and help it find new homes. That's what we love doing. And by the way, we received one of the nicest compliments on our Facebook page this week, and I'm just going to show you it right here. I have a picture of it. I've blocked out her name for her privacy reasons, but I just think it's so nice when people give back positive feedback. It really, really warms my heart and makes me want to keep doing what we're doing. So thank you so much for this wonderful comment, and I hope we continue to bring you great things that you love to find for your home. So what are you all doing this weekend? I plan to work on my garden. I've been wanting to put my garden in. I'm a little bit behind the ball down here in North Carolina. It really should have been in by now. I do have some tomatoes in already, and they're going strong, but I'm trying to build a garden out front, and I just haven't had a weekend to be able to do it. And of course it's raining today when I planned to do it. And I didn't think it was going to rain today, but it started out with a good rain this morning, so I'm going to be covered in mud from head to toe getting this garden going. We do have a long growing season down here, so I think I'm going to be okay. I think I'm still going to get some vegetables out of it, and either way, it'll be established and started for the next year. It probably takes a good 3 years to get that soil when you build a new garden, you know, at the right spot, so your vegetables will grow real well in it. So that's what I'm going to work on this weekend. What are you going to be doing? I hope you get out there. I hope you go treasure hunting. I hope you find a treasure that puts a smile on your face. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Everybody take care, and thank you so much for joining us and watching us treasure hunt for fun things.